Let's go. How we doing, gang? Happy Sunday, everyone. Yeah. Let's go, Mr. Ludo. Just for you, brother. Just for you. Again, I hope your weekend was great. Now let's prepare and get ready for the week, right? And shout out to Blowfin, exclamation even, but we got an even that's running right now with Blowfin, baby. You can get 10% cash back, and depending on what your trading volume you can get some little bonus in cash. Let's go, baby. For the plan, basically, we were looking at last week, right, at those level to the upsides if we were breaking with level, right? We speak of all of that on Thursday stream, but if we were breaking with volume or decision point, really, if we were going back bullish or if it was just a retest, it's going to be 67, 68-ish zone, right? The point of control zone of our old range tree. Our range tree gonna change today. It's gonna be different. Yeah. Yep. So we're gonna probably delete all of that and restart our range at the beginning. Before, I just want to make sure that I'm looking a bit at everything, like normally we do. Looking a bit at everything what passed during the weekend and what can we expect before CME is coming back to maybe tell us a little somethings, right? If not, it's gonna be on Monday. New York opens that we're really gonna look at the beginning of the week and how where we going, basically, right? Where we can aim for the week. Into this, let me take a look at the aggregated here. Open interest during the weekend and the week. But beginning of the week's gonna be interesting, depending on what we got here. Have we swept this? Yes, we have. Tiny. I'll still consider that at equal low. Okay, so for smaller picture, we still have this. But if we got a bit of vola, depending on if we change structure on smaller pictures and it. But yep, until we change that yet, right? On the smaller pictures, and we go back above value areas, I'm gonna look at lower prices because of that good sweep, baby. It's gonna really depend on that and if we broke and change the structure there on the bigger pictures. Yes, okay, so for smaller picture, now that we know that in this can be Gucci, I'm gonna still looking at this whole range of volume that we've looked at, but I think it's time, after all of this, that Mr. Range Tree go out. Let's delete it. And let me take my old volume now from the old range. And it's gonna be an end-cord one, so it's gonna be important that you guys know that whatever level I'm gonna speak on it, it can adapt, right? It's always depending on the volume that we're gonna add because we're tracking the live volume, right, with an anchored volume profile. So yep, value area low, new point of control here, depending on what we're gonna add on here. So that's why I'm gonna definitely keep the point of control zone. It's really another important part. Yep, spending time, filling that volume. It's nothing impossible for the beginning of the week. 05382. But yeah, guys, it's finally finished. You're never gonna hear me speak about the range 3, range 1, range 2. Finish, it's delete. Now we're looking again at the whole new range volume. All of that, right? For our anchored volume profile. And funny enough, for the guys that were here on last couple stream, you guys remember as the same thing when we were there and we were speaking about 67, 68K. You remember the 63, 62.5? What's this? 63? 62.7? When we were live seeing it, and we were saying, hey, we add some confluence there. It's gonna be a good and important level probably in the future. Look at that. It's our all new range volume. It can change because it's an anchored one, right? But playing between the node, if we don't turn the node back into support, breaking value area I, right? For me, this can be just a fake out, right? As the same thing as we can go, right? So definitely in the beginning of the week, gonna look at that, and on the bigger picture, mid picture, sorry, for me, it's gonna be pretty important for bulls. The fact that the point of control is lining up exactly in the middle of 618 and 786, right? That's the 702 level. For me, it's not a coincidence, right? So definitely gonna stare at this level at the beginning of the week for a nice little edge, and if we start to really holding it, maybe going heavier into it, right? If not, and we start to do the same thing that we've done there, right? We've gone through it with volume. We live seen it on Wednesday, PPI, CPI, right? We live seen it in the morning together. If we do the same thing, I'm not gonna be the guy for the same thing for the value area that we were looking at last week when we broke it with volumes too. I was like, fuck that, not looking at that, right? And yeah, funny enough, we turn it into support and go for the eyes that we were looking at for a couple of weeks, right? We even mark it. Rugstream, for me, until and it's still the same thing that we speak for weeks right now, right? And it seems middle of April. It's been 1 month and more now, close to 1 month and a week that we speak for bulls. That if they wanna maintain what we were speaking before, right, and go back in range one, okay, the range on top. If you splitting your range in two, right? If they want to go over it, they need to respect volume and turn volume back into support. So for me, until this is done and this is broke out, I'm gonna be the guy that's gonna take it probably, right, on the edge here if we turn it on support or whatever, right? But to be 100% honest, I don't think or range is finished. I really don't think that the whole range is finished. We can accelerate, right? Like in let me go back here. Right? Like in 2023, right? Where we accelerate. But until I'm really seeing some crazy volume in this bitch, really wanted to break out. You know, for me it's still decreasing volume, right? On the bigger picture, really bigger picture. So that's why I'm respecting volume, right? So yep, definitely gonna stare at that because it's making sense with what we were looking at for last weeks on the open interest too, right? If we wanna flush flush it down. This I can delete it and I can go 30-minute there. And even for weekend stuff, what we got just for fun for the weekend? Coin margin. Got some low shorts open. Same thing for stable coin. But most of it are longs. On the smaller pictures, it really exchange of end into the 62, 64. So yep, for me, really, for the bulls, there's two things, right? We can go fuck the the weekend lows. Continuing to go for the value area I, and trying to break and turn it into support, right, or zone on the mid pictures. So yep, this is gonna be important, turning back into support. If we break value area I want it to be with volumes. And if we start to play around here, it's definitely between this and this that I'm gonna look at in the range, right? If we don't got that volatility during this week, for the upside, I think it's gonna be something like that too. We're gonna re-update it with CME and all the little confluence that we're gonna look at. But for what I've drawn there on the middle pictures, what we've pulled up, volume levels, and looking at volumes, it's gonna be this. We're gonna rug stream. So yeah, if it's dropping here to finish to answer you there, I'm definitely gonna stare for bulls at 63k level. You guys remember, for the guys that were here on last streams, when we were speaking about this level, how in the future it's probably gonna be important. Funny enough, now it was even more volume on the old range, because we were just staring at this, right? But on the old range, it was even more volume, and a lot of times level, right, too, that we passed there. And yep, it was even more than our old range 3 volume that we've accumulated in our point of control zone. So yep, other than this, if we got the squeeze of the longs, I'm gonna be patient if it's not under this, you know. Let me take a look at liquidation too, but we can maybe spend times here to just banging both sides a bit, what we've done there, right? You guys remember, even here, smaller pictures, but the best one was this one, right? Where it was really fucking everyone's one side. It's kind of the same configuration again. One side. Yeah. Really important for them to hold golden pocket, right? And even, why not holding our value area I for today? Yep, and on the bigger pictures, going under our point of control zone, why not? Definitely gonna look at that, and if not, for the bull smaller pictures, they need to hold it. They need to hold golden pocket, right? And as we said on the big picture, it's there that it's making sense with our mid pictures, squeezing more late longers, catching some timmies, catching some timmies and holding the point of control of the old range A now, right? Now we call it range A. Let me bring it closer. It's been what? it's since the 13th of April, even before that, we've pulled this kind of zone, you know, in volumes. We've stared at it for this. We've stared at it now, right? All of this for it now. We know how 67, 68K is really an important point. You were asking where were the long? Sorry, Mr. Rockstream. It's probably on this, right? But I was looking at the smaller picture, you know, like last move up, you know, because our structure is bullish, right? In the smaller on the smaller pictures, you know. And I was looking at in this what we got, or we got some longs, most of it, or some shorts, you know. So I know into this that during the times that we're gonna go for stopping them out, all people that been late into it, I want to see them squeeze. And after that we squeeze them, okay, let me change the color. I want to see some timmies, we call it on stream. So there, if for me, most of long got stopped out, okay? Most of long got stopped out, and most of like, let's call them retailers, timmies, okay, got kind of, you know, like trap. I don't want to say manipulate, but let's say trap. We know how 63K, by seeing it live, it's an important level. Holding it and continuing for me the bullish structure into it will be on pattern recognition kind of bullish for this whole smaller range. I'm really believing that we're gonna go at minimum for the value area low, you know, especially if I have timmies in, and we hold the bullish structure, right? But if we continue to push with the timmies, and it's not timmies at the end, you know, and we push with volumes, it's the volumes that gonna help me to know if they are timmies or not. I'm gonna be the same guy that when I was looking at this level or this level before this on the mid picture, smaller picture, that's gonna be, no, I'm not looking at that, you know, I'm not looking at that. So yep, let's restart on the little dominant stuff, right? Dominant stuff here last week was important for us, right? Now what's important for us is maintaining a bearish structure on the smaller pictures for the USDT dominance, so the money can flow in the whole market, right? Because technically when money is flowing in the stable coin, it's because people want to risk less on the market, right? They don't want to put their money at risk. They don't want to make their money fluctuate. I don't know how to say it in another sense. They want to go back in stable. But if they want to go back in the market, and we ain't say shit, right? And where's going to be the first place where technically it should go if it's not clean, but if it's doing it the proper way? Is it gonna be in shitcoin? Are you gonna listen to everyone on Twitter that's saying that cycle is like Bitcoin's meme coins? Or no, right? No, it's not that, right? We've said it last week, right? It needs to go where? Not in ETH. In Bitcoin, baby, right? Let me delete everything's there, and I'm gonna update it for the shitcoin. And look at that. Is it made the proper way? Yes. Are we looking at altcoin when it's going into Bitcoin? No. Why? It's strong in Bitcoin more than the other. Let's go, baby. Let me finish to delete that, and we're gonna jump on that dominant stuff, what I'm gonna look at. You guys remember what this was meaning for me? and what this was meaning for me, right? Bitcoin, altcoin. Why? Because the strongness is in Bitcoin. Not in shitcoin. And this was there because I already speak about it, right? With you guys. But yep, really. And losing again here will be important for the altcoin, or just the fact of sitting, and it's gonna be this too. If we break through it, I'm still looking at the I'm still looking at Bitcoin. Even if we don't change it, all of this can be the fuck around, right? That we've just speak. So that's why I'm not even gonna pull it up there. There, it's like no point for me to not looking at Bitcoin, right? It's just maintaining the overall bigger structure bullishness in the Bitcoin's dominance. So even it's gonna be this. If we broke it, that's gonna be important for me. For the altcoin after that. If we broke it, it's gonna be that. And you guys know with the cheat sheet, you always wanna confirm what you say for the shitcoin or whatever with the ETH dominance and the others dominance, right? But if money's flowing up in stablecoin in the beginning of the week, money's flowing up in Bitcoin, and with all that golden pocket here, it's really I'm gonna look at Bitcoin dominance on the beginning of the week. If we got some volumes with let's say tomorrow and Tuesday volumes, if we got those volumes, I'm definitely gonna stare at Bitcoin's dominance. After that, we're gonna go over it together on Tuesday's stream, but USDT dominance is gonna be important to maintain its bearishness for me, for the whole market to continue to flow Gucci, right? It's mid-picture bearishness. But for the dominant stuff, it's only Bitcoin and USD and USDT dominance that I'm gonna stare for this week. For the others, they need to hold it, right? This is perfect if they hold it and Bitcoin USD continue to go higher, right? But you guys can start, you know, maybe to prepare your little shit coins that you wanna look at for Tuesday stream. For the guy that was here last week, you know, we speak about it on Tuesday stream. We're gonna look a bit at different categories, you know, and in those categories, maybe looking at you guys kind of best shitcoin in this category, you know, depending on if you guys invest in a lot of shitcoin, not a lot of, or whatever. We can take definitely a look at those little categories. Let's go. ETH BTC is in a really good spot right now. Hey, shout out me, yo, let's go. I love that. Yes. We can take a look at this too. Oh, okay. Yep. ETH dominance that started to show its little things. But the only reason why I'm not really staring at ETH that much, it's just because I'm waiting for a structure here to develop. But yep, shout out me, yo, I love it. If we can develop that structure for the week, and even same thing on EBTC, why not, right? Here it was important for us, right, that 786. But if we start again to print a bullish structure, I'm definitely gonna start to look at it more, and even going maybe heavier if this is the reaccumulation that I wanted, you know. And we go back in volumes or whatever, or even we continue smaller pictures, um, you know, like Trident. Probably just gonna continue to be the guy that's DCAing in is this old range. So this aggregatedly and even on Binance and Coinbase, but nothing more, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. So we can spend time, but I'm definitely seeing this probably old if we I'm so sorry. I'm seeing this getting broke if this is holding after it, right? If the retest is holding on weekends, volumes, or even we don't go for it, right? Because technically, if we got some traps longs from the weekend there, in all of those demand, not demand, no, not demand, time, you know, in all of those time spent in those market profile, um I think it's just because they're gonna be flushed, you know, if we go back in, because technically you don't want to let them close in profit, right? And it's gonna be important too for me for the next weeks, you know, like that we don't really in the smaller picture maintain bearishness, you know, because at one point we're gonna need to spend time before going, and it's this spend times, if I'm expecting dominance, if I'm expecting maybe this for Bitcoin, right, on the bigger picture. Because if we spend time, it's gonna be definitely what we've said. I think we've said it on stream too, right? But we're gonna see ETH perform over Bitcoin maybe in a bear, or when we're really gonna go down, right? But I'm definitely gonna stare at it on those next week. Let me remove that plug, because on the dominance we're looking at pictures. Go back to Bitcoin dominance. But shout out Mio. Yep. And the daily candle close too gonna be important for me. Are we closing back in this above the point of control 67k, or are we closing under it and go for the levels that we speak about, right? Point of control in terms of volume at first, right? And after that, it's all gonna depend on the volume stuff, right? For the downside, the next one that I'm looking, it's the same as last week's on the mid picture stuff. Mid picture, I don't want to fuck you up in your plan stuff, guys. Not. But for the USDT dominance, I'm not pulling really level yet. The only things that I'm gonna stare for the week, it's still the 618, right? But what I want to maintain is a bearish structure, at least when Bitcoin's gonna pump, right? If Bitcoin's pumping, I don't want people to go back in USDT when we're gonna start to range too. I just wanted to maintain his bearish structure on mid higher picture. So basically, even here, I would have wants, you know, like to continue really to lose it. If not, and we spend and we range and we spend a lot of times and fucking around this golden bucket, for me, 786 on the really much higher picture, right? Will probably be or retest for the USDT dominance. I'm gonna wait for it, but all of this slowdown, I think, is just notified maybe a little somethings, you know. So it's gonna be important to look at it, not Bitcoin US, but Bitcoin dominance on the other end, where for me it's actually more important, right? This is just to help me. Are we going back in a market where it's we risking less money, or are we going back on the higher picture, right? Are we going back in a market where we risking less money, or in a market where we risk it and we want to see our money fluctuating? Basically the total one, right? Or in this case, Bitcoin. And if we see the proper rotation, probably it will start to do his things. To shout out to Mio. But yeah, since we lose it there, you guys know that I'm just waiting, because for me here it was our decision point, right? I'm just waiting for a structure, for a little somethings, right? On the mid pictures for the ETH dominance before we're gonna go back in. And for the others, we're gonna speak about it a bit more deeper tomorrow. But if we hold the bearishness into Bitcoin, I still believe into that. You know, still believe into the crisis for the shitcoin. Totally. More and more that we're gonna spend time into Bitcoins here, less and less I'm gonna believe into it, and more I'm gonna believe into the big ass consolidation, right? What we've speak, I think at the beginning of the stream too, where we can spend time in this bitch. It can be really really long, right? In those level we've seen it in the past, where basically Bitcoin have stayed in a range, right? Where we were speaking about a big range, big consolidation, big fuck around. It was an emotional chart, not a price chart to look at. We were more speaking about things to call, what we were wanting to people call things here and there, right? So yep, for Bitcoin dominance this week, it's definitely gonna be my importance. Are we going directly for the eye, and all the strongness is gonna be in Bitcoin? For this, we need some Voldo, right? We need some Voldo, some volume, some people that's coming in Bitcoin or bringing money in Bitcoin. Even if Bitcoin is dumping, right? Bitcoin can dump and shitcoin can just dump more. You guys can always use the cheat sheet on the Discord, right? When I'm speaking about dominant stuff, Discord, on the Discord stuff, in the link section, not in the VIP section, link section, you have access to the cheat sheet, right? ACME is back, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Staring at the Jagger. If Spot's gonna wake up a bit. If we're gonna see a little somethings. But you know myself, I'm always waiting a little, like 15-30 minutes until CME do his thing, right? Yep. Let's wait now if Spot starting to wake up a bit in this little bottom, because they've sell kind of good. I want to know if they want to rebuy it, right? On that move ups. I just want to look at what's gonna happen there. Are we breaking through 382 with some spot volumes? And it's gonna just tell me, oh, okay, we can maybe go back in this value areas, and we're gonna probably play there until the end of the day. And through that, I'm gonna probably just put my alarm for tomorrow, depending on where we go, right? But yep. I'm gonna look at that. And tomorrow too, we're gonna look at some shitcoin stuff. I'm gonna post in the seminar debate section in the Discord a section for you guys. Maybe even live tomorrow to post it on it. You don't really need to do that tonight, right? Can wait for not tomorrow, but you can wait even for Tuesday stream, right? Just a little bit. Still bearish, right? It's not like outside. For me, this is outside bullish, right? Turn into support on the mid picture, right? So even it can help us on the smaller picture, right? Basically, you know how the money is flowing, right? From Bitcoin dominance, from Bitcoin dominance, right? To ETH dominance. That's gonna be our goal too, right? To bring it up even more. And to others dominance after that. I mean weekly, but it's whatever the time frame, right? And it's there that you're gonna make the most amount of money, right? Because Bitcoin's gonna go first. You're gonna make your, let's say, 20% on Bitcoin. You're gonna go there on ETH. You're gonna make your 20% on ETH, or even a little bit more, let's say 30% on your ETH. And you're gonna go there and you start to understand. You make your money flow, but you need to respect Bitcoin, the biggest one, and into it respect when money is flowing into stablecoin too, because stablecoin just tell us, okay, on the old motherfucking markets, you know, on the old motherfucking markets, we want to risk less, you know, and we want to maybe don't see our monies go up and down, you know, anymore. That's why we're covering the USDT dominance, right? Yep, exactly. Exactly. And right now money is at Bitcoin. So that's why those last weeks, you see in 4 hour, that I've only looked at Bitcoin, right? Because it's him that I want to accumulate. Because if we go, after that, I want my money and the money technically made to be distributed in those shitcoin, right? To get, so we can get our alt season on the bigger picture, right? Starting to range like that, distribute some money and dump it, you know, really dumping during the time that Bitcoin is not dumping but still sitting, right? And all of this is flowing in shitcoin. And when Bitcoin is gonna sit back, money is gonna be technically topish into shitcoins, and it's there that people is gonna technically buy the top, and that is gonna be the end, right? But why I'm looking at all of this with Elliot on the bigger picture, if we are in the plan 1 or the plan A, or sorry, or the plan B, right? Plan B, it's this, right? Let me remove that. Plan A or plan B, right? Definitely where we are. Let me remove the fib. And for me, this is way more bullish, right? It's bringing us way higher for the Elliots. We've not calculated the 5 yet, right? But at least for the 3, if this is the 1 and this is a 2, right? Let me bring back the plan A. Because plan A, right? Definitely on Elliot, if we hold there, because this is the 4, right? You see it, the 4. If this is the 4, bringing us, that's the maximum 135k. On the long picture, right? Higher pictures. But first level is front running the 100k again, you know? 100% is a good level. So that's why I'm wishing for those plan 2, those plan B, right? Better than plan A. But it's all good, right? If we continue to spend time consolidate in this bitch, I'm just gonna give more faith into it, right? That's it. Into the consolidation, like there, right? That's why on the mixed picture we have the range draw, right? And we've said at the beginning this can be there for a long time, right? In March stream, I don't think we have like a way to going back into it, which delete them when you're not like a partner. But this, let me delete that. That was an explanation. What you can look, right, even in weekly, and understand how money is flowing when it's bullish. Money's flowing with coin margin, right? Because people want to make raw Bitcoin, right? But when it's becoming bearish, right? People wanna, play with stable because they want to short it. They don't want to short with the assets that's gonna lose the value, right? They want to sell it and short with the assets that is the asset that is stable, that not gonna lose its value during this. And that's why we're looking at what? Because it's the assets, the most stable assets traded, a bit like Bitcoins, right? We're looking at the USDT dominance to try to know when those people wanna, go back in their little stable coins, and they don't want to risk anymore on the old market. And when I'm speaking about the old market, it's not only Bitcoin, it's the old markets. That's not even, if we pull the 12 months, okay, everyone's can look at these charts and tell me, here, have we made an higher high for the people that been in the stream Thursday? Have we break the structures of that? No. On Bitcoin, we. Yes. Right? Not on the old market. Well, it's an anchored one. So probably on Tuesday stream, we're gonna adapt it. It's gonna adapt if we spend time here, right? But the more and more we're gonna spend time and continue to print smaller picture bearishness, more and more I'm gonna believe in this point of control getting retest, right? And same thing again, if we break through it with some volumes or whatever, I'm gonna look at the reaction. But with all of those lows, I prefer that we go for the lows and we catch some timmies on our point of controls, naked point of control, if we really want to hold it bullish after that's in maintaining the range, right? And through that, we're probably going to separate our range and call it again like range B and probably range. But definitely a bit important level will be different, probably depending on what we develop there. It's gonna depend on this week, and it's gonna depend on if we got volatility too. If we don't got volatility, it's gonna be next week, or even like in 2 weeks or whatever for a lowest level. You can just still spend time here between those volume nodes, right? We speak about it, I think, earlier too, but I'm probably not going to be the guy that's going to be between those two volume nodes, right? Point of control of the old range tree and point of control of right now. If we play there, yes, I'm going to edge myself probably there. But, whatever we print here, and it's been like a week or whatever. I can be 1 week without like opening swings or whatever. It's just gonna be scalp and having fun into it. And that's one things that I really want to respect, right? It's going to be important for me. A bit like the range 2, bit like the range 2, and we will at the end calling it range 2.5, right? For the guys that was here. With that golden pockets, and even I can extend it to value area I if we close back in, you know. Yeah, so it's basically a golden pocket, you know. And but what I prefer, it's definitely this based on the weekend stuff, right? If we want to left it behind and CME don't sweep it and just close the gap, it's gonna be this. If CME go for it, I'm gonna believe into 786. If they go for the sweep. Unforgiven in the place. How we doing, my man? You good? Monesa, man. You don't know how the fact that you implement those words that we've learned on Thursday. Really, 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 I love it, brother. Thank you. You taught me, baby. I love it. Exactly, Monesa, man. So that's why nothing is really, you know, like sang until it's right. Love it, Monesa, man. Let's go, baby. Remember another things we discuss. Look at candle close, not wicks. Yep. That's real too, right? That's totally real. But on this one, we got some candle close, right? From the eye, the major eye that we were looking at, we got some candle close, right? Daily, nothing yet, right? But smaller pictures there for hour. Yep. The last one, last minutes here. You know, when we're looking on the smaller, it's actually right there. Look at this. And remember, when we go for one wick, the second wick consider a break of structure, right? So yep. That was technically break of structure or the major change of character, right? And what we're looking, and in this I still need to gather data, right? Because I'm not seeing a lot of range like that, right? I've seen it maybe like the big range like that, maybe 4 or 5 in my life on Bitcoin. So I'm still gathering data, but and even our smaller one, like let's say this one, right? You want to hold that because if we break through it, it's gonna be again the same thing, you know, that we're gonna look at. And remember, until the broke up structure, it's not really confirmed, right? It's a change of character, Monesa, man. Major change of character, right? So in reality, the pullback it is what you want, right? Into a change of character. Yeah, let's go, baby. I love that. Um, and since it's a major change of character, you understand why I'm looking at those volume. And since I'm a volume guy, right? I'm respecting this and looking at this and this 05382, right? To really being bullish. After that, it's just gonna be what level that we look at for 16 days now, right? 2 weeks and more. So yep. And for the upside, it's nothing more complicated than, you know, are we breaking it with volume or are we turning it into support? You know, and kind of printing some things like that, you know. But I'm gonna definitely stare at spot volume, even aggregatedly, if they help. And if we squeeze some shorts in those imbalance up there. So yep. On weekly, not a change of character yet. If we go again for it, And we confirm over it next week, let's say. Yep. But not weekly yet. Not daily yet, yep, because this was 67k and more. I'm just a bit 67 too. And for hour it was this morning, yes. Okay, let's belong it, baby. We Gucci. Even with the daily, weekly, it's still the same thing. For me, it's just gonna be this, in higher picture, looking a mid picture and small picture, looking at all how it's gonna react with that point of control zone. But I love the fact that we are finally out of that and we're playing with a new important level, right? A new key levels, not a new one, but a old one where it's new price. It's not like thank you to being here again. A crazy stream, guys. Thank you to being here. Really. Let's see us on Tuesday stream. I'm gonna be here around 2 3, right, as normally on my time. But and shout outs for everyone's that come, and started to play on the Blowpin event. Let's go, baby. Let's get those deposit bonus, and thank you for the support. Big love, everyone.